Good morning, everybody. Welcome to our wellness weekend. While Mariam comes on the call, we're just waiting. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to our wellness weekend. We're just waiting for Mariam to come online and we'll get started. There she is.
Hi there.
Hi, Mariam. Good morning. How are you?
Good morning. All good.
Okay, I'm not able to see you. I think
Okay,
it's a connectivity issue again.
probably. Okay, let me see.
Yeah,
Now,
I
oh
think
wait, I'm
that's
the other
better.
way.
Yeah, there you
Yes.
go. I can see you now.
Okay, cool.
Welcome to our live chat. So welcome to our viewers as well. Mariam Beg is a certified health and nutrition coach. So today, and her expertise lies in understanding and facilitating to promote primary health foods. And today's topic of discussion is going to be all about plant-based diets and how this diet, how people can actually build this diet into their eating regime safely. Correct, Maria?
Yes.
Okay,
How to
okay,
start, where
okay.
to start, and how to
Where
start,
to
and
start?
how to
I
not let
know.
it frighten you.
No, I know the topic can be so vast,
It is-
but I
Yeah,
know, yeah, we will try and stick to our predetermined questions, and then,
right.
viewers are always welcome to send us their questions. If we cannot
Yeah,
answer it online, we'll definitely, answer it offline and post them on our stories as well.
for
So,
sure.
without losing much time, let's get started. Okay, so I mean, we can possibly take turns in asking each other questions, Miriam. So to start with,
Sure.
if you could speak a little bit about, plant-based foods, and is that same as vegan? Because I think there's always a bit of a
Yeah.
confusion.
There's
Is
a big confusion in that.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So can you give
So
me a
plant-based is everything. So whole food plant-based basically deals with food that are basically they should be as close to nature as possible, so to say. So
Mm-hmm.
you don't really use processed foods.
Okay,
You use everything that's closer to fresher, uh, as close to their original state as.
okay, okay,
You don't use any animal products usually.
okay,
But whole food plant-based also, I mean, it's an interpretation for anybody to have.
mm-hmm.
But you try and use as many plants as you possibly can. So you
Okay,
use nuts, seeds, fruits,
mm-hmm.
vegetables,
Mm-hmm.
um, and some whole grains. The difference between that and, say, a vegan diet is that vegan diets allow for processed foods. They don't allow any animal products at all, but they do allow for processed foods. So
Okay,
that would not, so a maida cake would, without eggs or milk, would be a vegan cake, but it will not be whole food plant based.
okay, okay. So that's the difference. Okay,
Yes,
okay,
that's the
great.
biggest difference. Yeah.
Okay, okay. So, I'm sure you as a nutritionist, do you practice plant-based
Yes. So
diet?
about 90 to 95% of my diet is plant-based.
Okay,
Yeah, so I don't believe in being completely anal about everything because I do it for health as well as to cut down animal products.
okay.
But I might not, but if I'm out and or if I'm traveling and somebody says try something, I probably will.
Well, okay. So you're not super stringent about it.
No, because I believe that that also gives you a lot of stress, and that can internally start acting on your
Yeah.
health. Um, you mentally start getting really stressed about it.
Which I think is so true, which is so true. Okay, okay, great. So there, go on. So have you
Yes.
ever tried Pilates? Have you done Pilates?
Yes, I'm a big fan of Pilates. I actually hate exercising. That
Okay.
was the one part of the whole holistic health thing that I think it's because I used to be a model and I've always dealt with weight issues. I come from a family that's dealt with a lot of weight issues. And I
Okay.
grew up Muslim Anglo-Indian, so there was a lot of meat, a lot of fat, lots of dairy, lots of sugar.
Yeah.
So obviously in my 20s I was a model, so I was like conflict. I didn't know what
Okay.
to do because I was starving all the time. And so exercise had become something that I had to do because
Mm-hmm.
I used to just do it because I had to do it to lose weight. And so it was so when I discovered clean eating and when I discovered eating more plant-based foods and stuff like that, I just let go of the exercise first because it was the thing
Okay.
that I did not like at all,
Okay.
because it was like I didn't have to do it, right, in my
Yeah.
head because I was feeling really good without it.
Yeah.
And then I started. So then I found I've always done yoga. I've always loved yoga, and
Mhm.
I find the whole internal aspect of yoga so nice.
Yeah.
So with Pilates, I actually started Pilates. Actually, there was a teacher. She came down from the US, and she I did a course with her for a month and
Okay.
she kind of got me onto it. So I started doing a lot of online Pilates. And I
Okay.
felt Pilates was also so close to yoga, because it was
Mhm.
so internal. It was
Yeah.
not boom, 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 mindlessly lift 100 weights, just
Yeah.
and do the exercise with the end in mind. It's kind of
Yeah.
like dieting, right? You have an end,
Yeah.
which Pilates was not about. It
Yeah.
was a flow. It was a
Right.
movement. It was slow. It was, you get your body in tune with that. So
Yeah.
that's I've always done, and
That's your
yeah, I still
exposure to
grumble
Pilates.
about it.
Okay.
Sorry.
That's your exposure to Pilates.
Yeah, and I still
Okay.
grumble about it. Like my poor trainer, Sarika, she has to listen to me grumbling all the time, but I love it.
Okay. Okay. I'm glad.
I love what it does. Pilates is just so you can I can get injured with anything, but I don't with Pilates really, really, make sure that you don't get injured, that you
Yeah.
start understanding the flow of your body.
Yeah.
And,
Which is
yeah.
great.
So when did you start?
Well, I've been doing Pilates for about 15 years now. Yeah,
Wow.
as a practitioner, but then I got into teaching 3 years after I practiced Pilates. I used to have a corporate job, lived abroad. So Pilates actually came more so to kind of, battle corporate stress. So as a practitioner, I just loved what it did to me. And 3 years down the line, I said, okay, this is what I want to do for the rest of then. And that's when I decided to study Pilates in the US and eventually started teaching. And then 5 years ago, I moved to Bangalore to set up my, studio. So as you know,
Nice.
we practice the classical method. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
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 So, what about your diet? Do you eat a lot of
Well,
plant-based food? Or?
I again try and eat healthy. Um, try to fit in a nice balanced diet. I want to be able to eat clean. But again, since about a year ago, I think I started practicing. I think my phone's kind of just a little shaky today, so I'm having to kind of extend my arms to keep it still. Yeah,
It's on a
about
Saturday mood.
yeah, and I think the rains as well, right? It's gotten a lot cooler.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is a blessing. So about a year ago, I started practicing intermittent fasting, which kind of really seemed to work great for me. It kept my blood sugars, at check. So I typically do like a 16-hour fast, and I break my, fast at 12 p.m. So
Yeah.
it's more about, I tend to eat light, not because I'm just eating through an 8-hour window that I'm super hungry or
Yeah.
so, but I try and eat a well balanced and clean diet. I break my fast either with a fruit smoothie or coconut water, and before that I normally tend to have like a spoon of warmed coconut oil So that kind of works really good for me. And I give it a half an hour break and then have a, smoothie or coconut water, and then straight away have lunch. Again, lunch is like, I'm more of a pescatarian. I don't do very well with meat. So it's again, typical Indian lunch, but I always substitute all the white ones to the, no white rice. So I, eat just brown rice and then lentils, vegetables, and I do have a little bit of yogurt. So that's pretty well balanced. And then in the evening, it's like either, just a snack of fruit or nuts. And then I love coffee, so I can't do away with that. So that's something that I need to have. I need to have my 2 cups of coffee fix. And dinner is normally pretty light. It's either, a nice big soup or a salad and something grilled to go with it. I'm not very fussed about it. I make sure trying to call me, and it keeps, my phone keeps ringing. So I don't know what to do in such a, I need to check with my social media people as to what should I do if I have an incoming call and I'm on a live chat. So just simply disconnect it. Yeah, so that's basically it. So I just try and stand. It's I try not to eat the same thing every day, just to have some amount of variety, and I enjoy the different food groups that I want to kind of eat from. Yeah, so that's basically it.
Nice.
Yeah. So
yeah, sorry, tell me.
Sorry, go on. Sorry, I cut you
Yeah, so
off.
I said like closing the eating window is really important. The fact, no matter what you eat, the fact is that we eat too much food.
Yeah.
We really do. We just, I mean, 100 years ago, people ate half the amount we ate and did double the amount of work. So the fact that the body actually just needs half the amount of food, and it's just about us getting our bodies used to, it's a very mental thing, and all of us, everybody fasts every day anyway, right? We fast for 8 to 10 hours every day. So increasing it and closing in your eating window will help your body just do other stuff. It helps your body heal, it helps your body repair, it helps your body do so much. I mean, fasting is a whole other conversation, but so trying to close in your eating window, you don't necessarily have to do the 16 hours, and everyone gets a little bit off, So, and people first start throwing themselves into it, which is very, very wrong.
Yeah.
But just doing it slowly, increasing it by an hour every day, seeing how it works, writing down what you eat, really helps you understand that, the whole breakfast, lunch, tea, snack thing doesn't work anymore. You don't need to eat that.
Yeah. I mean, again, you eat when you want to eat. So what I've noticed is even the quantity of food that I eat, at least in the last 1 year, has reduced considerably, and I don't go hungry. I still have a lot of energy, and I feel that I work better when, especially the morning hours when I haven't eaten anything from 7:30 to 12.
Isn't that crazy?
I'm just not enough energy.
Yeah, so I used to come back from my exercise, and my hands would be shaking while I'd be making my smoothie because I'm feeling so weak and stuff. And now I eat like 5 hours after that. It doesn't make a difference. It was all what was conditioned,
Yeah. So, and I think the body gets used to it, right? Over a period of time. And it just copes fantastically.
Yeah. I always tell people, just think about it. Like we constantly think, oh my God, what do I like? My favorite thing that I hear when I tell people to get on a plant-based diet is, but where do I get my protein? So my next question
was that to you, I was going to ask.
Yeah, but where do you get? I have a brownie recipe that's called "Where Do I Get My Protein Brownie?" Because everybody's so worried about that. Now, first and foremost, there are a couple of points to that. Is that firstly, there are very few countries that are really deficient in protein. It's not that all of us are getting a lot of protein, and we can put in a lot more protein into our diets. There's nuts, there's seeds, there's dals, there's everything that has a lot of protein. A lot of fruits and vegetables have them. It's just about getting a lot of them into your diet. And secondly, protein has suddenly become the big it's become so much bigger than the vital minerals, nutrients, and other things that your body needs to heal, to thrive, to have energy, you know?
Yeah.
So we kind of, I mean, it's the whole marketing thing that's been done, that protein, without protein, you can't do that. I mean, it's not. It's like, I mean, we know so many plant-based athletes now in this world
Yeah.
who have absolutely no need for it, right? Of course, there is heme protein is so it gets your body the amino acids, blah 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 blah. But non-heme iron, the different kinds of protein amino acids are there, and it's just about getting enough in your day. I don't think it's as all of us can be as deficient as we think we are. If like, I mean, you know, the whole olden day thing of as soon as you join a gym, a trainer will be like, "Whey protein, bring it."
Yeah, you have
You,
to up your protein,
yeah,
intake. Yeah, yeah,
we're
yeah,
not building muscles every day. We're not going for Mr. Universe or anything like that. That
yeah,
we need that
yeah.
this huge. So I think pretty much, and with our Indian diets, considering we eat so many legumes and dals and stuff like that, we get protein every day. We do. We
Yeah,
just need to understand what it is. And
yeah,
I think the whole demonization of the fat thing has made like nuts and stuff not be good. But
yeah,
there's such good sources of protein. There's such good sources of energy. There's such good sources of good fats. Good fats make
yeah,
you thin. I keep saying
yeah,
that
yeah,
because
yeah.
it's so important. Everybody.
I think I've lost Miriam. Yeah, it is the network. I just have to wait on for her to come back online. So let's just wait for Mariam to come back online. So if those of you who have joined our conversation a little late, yeah, we're just talking about plant-based diet and how one can actually inculcate plant-based diet into their eating regime safely. Hold on. I think the internet connectivity seems to be rather bad today, especially after the rains. Thanks for your patience, guys. I'm just texting Mariam to see if she's getting back online. Okay, there she is. Hi there.
Hi. Sorry, I don't know what happened. Today seems to.
I think it's just, the rains are just,
Yeah,
they played havoc
yeah.
and oh,
Yeah,
is that your dog?
that
Oh
is
my God.
Chia Pudding. This is Chia
Oh,
Pudding, who was very, very upset that she was outside the door.
okay.
Okay. Okay, so
Okay.
yeah, so we were talking. Sorry about that, people. Yeah, we were
No,
talking
that's
about
okay.
good
It's
fats.
okay.
And yeah, let's get back to it. So yeah, we were talking about how good fats really are really imperative, and it keeps you alert, it keeps you awake. Fats go into it coats every single cell of your body, and so it's so important, and it helps enhance, send messages. It does so much in your body. So if you're eating bad fats, that is what is you're eating a salad with bad fat. That will be the thing that actually does not let the food absorb in your body, does not let it use it, does not let your body use the vitamins and minerals. It's It's so important, so important. I used to eat salads, I remember, because I used to eat salads with no fat because I was so scared of fat, you know. And I
Yeah,
didn't realize that there were so many vitamins and minerals that are fat soluble, like
right.
curcumin, like turmeric, like cinnamon. There's so many not non-water soluble vitamins and minerals that it just passes through your body and doesn't get used, you know.
Okay, okay. Good. So, does plant-based diet promote weight loss, Miriam? I'm sure you get asked
Yes,
that question
definitely.
very
Yes.
frequently. Okay. Oopsie, I think again there's a connectivity issue. I'm so sorry about this, guys. I'm not sure if it's an Instagram thing or it's just internet playing havoc today. Oopsie, I think Miriam's gonna get online yet again. We've had internet issues, but it's not been this bad. I think today is one of those days. So let's just wait a couple of minutes. I'm sure she's going to come back online. And meanwhile, just feel free to post your questions. So we'll have some time towards the end of our conversation to take on questions. If we don't get time to answer them, we will always answer them and put them back up on our stories. Yeah, I think Miriam's trying to connect from another
Got it.
account. Oh, is that
Sorry.
another
Yeah.
account? So
I don't know why.
I'm glad I noticed that.
What?
You were trying to
Yeah,
connect
yeah,
with
I know.
another
Thank
account.
you.
Yeah, yeah.
Thank you. Yeah. So I don't know what happened. My phone decided to
Okay.
it's strange.
Okay.
Yeah. So let's talk.
Yeah, we
Sorry.
were talking about, if plant-based foods do, promote weight loss. So for
Yes.
which you said
Yes, they
yes.
do. It is a big part because once you start eating plant-based, you start eating cleaner, your body starts it starts accepting you don't need that much of grain, you don't need the body just uses a lot more it uses a lot more energy to be able to process animal foods and to process refined grains and to process other stuff. When you start eating plant-based, your fiber increases, your water content increases, your proteins, your minerals up, so your body starts healing. So
Okay.
once all that starts happening, your weight loss just you get a body without even asking for it.
Right. Okay. I mean, that's great to hear. I'm sure many of our viewers, would find that interesting. So yeah, going on. So from a Pilates perspective, Miriam, what would you like me to tell you?
Um, just that how much of so maybe like what does what does somebody who wants to start off Pilates, who is a person, because most people think Pilates is for women,
Mm-hmm.
so a lot of the men do not think it's for them.
Yeah.
So yeah, so how much difference does it make to a man?
Well, first of all, Joseph Pilates, the founder of Pilates, was a man. Okay. So, and the whole movement practice was introduced for him to rehabilitate prisoners of war during the World War. So men actually
Yeah.
started practicing Pilates before women got into the movement practice. Once he took the practice up to the US, where he started working with ballet dancers to rehabilitate them. And Pilates,
Right.
being a low intensity and an injury-free practice,
Right.
Yeah, I mean, there is no fixed age group or fitness level that it kind of subscribes for one to do Pilates. So I would say
Yeah.
just to see the varied age group, our youngest client is about 9 years old and our oldest is about 84. So
Right.
because it's an injury-free practice and it can
That's
be modified
insane.
to
Yeah.
suit, every practitioner's fitness levels and, well-being goals. Anybody and everybody can do Pilates as long as they don't have a serious injury or if they've gone through, a surgery and which requires some time for them to recuperate. So otherwise,
Right.
it works.
But
with
having
different-
said that, I also know that if I'm not feeling so good, if a certain part of my body is kind of injured, the great thing about Pilates is that you can manage the
Yeah.
weights
Yeah.
and you can the intensity, and you don't have to. I've had lots of issues, and my trainer's been so good with her.
Mhm.
Just using a lot less.
Yeah.
She even if I come back from a holiday, she's
Yeah.
like, no. I'll be like, no, I want to do more. She'll be like, no, you don't
Yeah.
need to. You don't
Yeah.
need to do it for this week.
Yeah.
Which is so amazing.
No, it is, because again, it's more, so to speaking, it's quality over quantity. So especially with the
Right.
kind of Pilates that we practice, the classical method, we're very stringent on the number of reps that people do. So we typically work
Yeah.
with 3 reps, 5 reps, or 8 reps. So it's not about getting onto a piece of equipment and doing those 100 reps. What
Just
people
mindlessly.
think,
Yeah.
it's just mindless, right? So again, it's so much
Correct.
about alignment. It's so much about posture. So even those little
Yeah.
movements are a lot more intense, and plus it's all about
Right.
having to work your non-dominant muscles, which typically don't
Yeah.
get worked upon when you're doing high intensity workouts. And that's what Pilates actually,
Right.
does. And I often tell my clients, Pilates will help you do everything else that you want to do in your life better, because
Yeah.
you get so aware of yourself and you take ownership
Your
of what you're
posture.
doing, your posture. Absolutely. Yeah. Good. So now coming to a plant-based diet. Now, Mariam, do you think people go through any kind of deficiency, like calcium deficiency or iron deficiency, if they're
Right.
just eating plant-based food?
Yeah. So deficiencies happen all the time because we never know. Sometimes you might be eating the right food and your body's just not absorbing it well.
Right.
So opening up those channels is more important first.
Mm-hmm.
Understanding, like I said, understanding things like good fat, understanding things like plant protein, understanding things like where do you get each thing from, and what a carrot is not just beta carotene. It's so much more. And that in combination with different fruits and vegetables is really important. So
Right.
I think a lot of time deficiencies happen because we kind of tend to eat one. Like I know for many people a salad constitutes cucumber, tomato, onion,
Yeah.
maybe a little bit of. So my salad has like so eating the colors of the rainbow are so important. Just eat the colors and don't worry about macros, micros. Am I getting my protein? Am I getting this? If you eat a wide variety of fruits and vegetables, just go to the market, pick up a whole bunch of vegetables and come grate them. If you don't like them, make them smaller. The smaller you make it, the easier it is to eat. If you can't eat it then, if you can't eat a sprout, steam it a bit. Then start reducing the steaming time,
Yeah.
So getting all that in, once you start eating the colors of the rainbow, every fruit and vegetable has a different reaction with another fruit and vegetable, with another fat, with another grain, with another everything, and it does
Yeah.
different stuff in your body.
Yeah.
So it's so important to start eating that first.
Mm.
Take a couple of months, maybe a month if you have like a really serious issue with certain deficiencies,
Okay.
and then test yourself
Okay.
and see, if something's not going up or not coming down. Start different combinations, and if you really need a kickstart, like most Indians, for some reason, even though we have so much of sun, most of us are deficient in vitamin D.
Vitamin D. Yeah.
No matter what we eat.
Yeah.
So getting in a good vitamin D supplement, do a course for about 2 months, check your levels. You'll start seeing that your immunity starts building so much more. So just
Right.
I take a D supplement once a year for about once a week for about a month, because
Right.
and just to up it,
Yeah.
I take vitamin K, I take magnesium,
Yeah.
vitamin C. Vitamin C is really high on my list. So just getting good natural sources of them, getting a good supplement that's not been made in a lab,
Right.
it absorbs in your body a lot more.
Yeah.
You know, and so they so the deficiency, so as to say, like a lot of people will be like, I became vegan, and then like all my levels went all over the place. You can't just fall into something like that. You
Yeah.
have to research it, you have to understand it, and by you can't, if you're changing your lifestyle, first one is do it slowly. You know, start crowding out your plate slowly.
Yeah.
You don't have to cut something out of your body, because our bodies are like little children. We can't just deny them something.
Yeah.
Because the whole working of our body the bacteria in our body has been designed a certain way,
Yeah.
so that it can help us live. It doesn't, you know, no matter what we eat, we can eat 10 burgers a day. Our body is not going to, we're not going to die that day, because the body deals with it, you know?
Yeah.
So understanding deficiencies and upping them, you get a lot from plants, a lot. I've been with many people who have very deadly diseases, who had to recover from heavy treatment and everything.
Yeah.
And you give them fresh plants, fruits, vegetables, grains, nuts, seeds, their body starts thriving. It just starts, the shift is so instant. It absorbs it. It's your body is this amazing computer.
Yeah.
It's working like in this fabulous way.
Yeah.
We just need to help it. We pretty much harm it most of the time.
Yeah. And I think it's so important that each one understands their body rather than just sticking to, you know,
listen
a diet
to yourself.
That's you know, popular, or you know, you
and a diet was done by somebody. It was his.
Yeah. And
you know?
it works
So
for them.
they are just guidelines.
Absolutely.
They're guidelines.
Yeah.
You
because
don't
I
need
often
to like follow it.
Yeah, because I often get asked this question, hey, what do you eat? And I'm like, you know what I eat might not really go well with you. So you have to find those permutations and combinations and see what works for you. It's your body at the end of the day. Yeah.
Unfortunately for me, people pay me to tell them what to eat, so I have to do a little.
And you have to do it, right? Yeah.
And I have to, but it's again, you know, it still is like every single client is an experimentation where I'm like, you know what, try this, see if it's not working, we'll try something else. We'll approach it from a different way.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And
it's interesting.
Yeah, sorry. And what do you have to say to people who really want to start incorporating a plant-based diet into their, you know, eating regime, Mariam? So how would they kind of work through that?
Correct. So I thought about it, and the first thing I do with people is, the first thing would be to try, and your first goal would be to try and crowd out your plate. Okay. So slowly start crowding out your plate with more vegetables and plant-based foods. Okay, there's lots of great, a lot of times we eat a lot of animal products because we like the taste and we like the texture, and we don't feel like a carrot is going to be anything compared to a leg of chicken. Like there's no comparison. Like how can I eat a carrot and a leg of chicken? Like it doesn't work. So what you do is that you slowly start crowding out your plate. You start first by replacing your refined grains. That would be the first thing that has to go. You don't have to replace the meat products first, and then start realizing, oh my God, I'm feeling so much lighter. My digestion is so much better. You know, it happens over a period of time.
Yeah.
Secondly, I'd be like, buy lots of fruits and vegetables. If it's there in your house, it'll go bad once, twice, thrice, 5 times. You will be shamed. You will start eating them, you know.
That's a good one, actually.
So just buy them. Don't be like, will I use it? Because then you start saying, oh my God, I need to use it because it's going to go bad.
Yeah.
So yes, just buy the vegetables. The third thing was something that really helped me, because I didn't have full-time help. And the main thing in plant-based eating and eating more fruits and vegetables is that there's so much of prep, you know. We kind of get disheartened. We can't open a packet and just pop it in, right? We need to cut, we need to clean, we need to store, we need to do stuff like that. So that starts becoming such a hindrance, and we start getting really worried about, oh my God, it'll go bad if we cut it today, we need to eat it tonight. You don't. So I started getting my maid to my house help to basically start chopping, spiralizing, grating different fruits and vegetables in the fridge.
Yeah.
It's there in the fridge.
Yeah.
And when I come back home, then it's so easy. It takes 5 minutes and you just, it's there. And even if I've brought some takeaway home, if I add this to that, it's still so much better. It still helps it digest better.
Right.
So that would be the third point that's really important, that really helped me. That it's just there, cut in the fridge. So you have no excuse, right?
Yeah.
Fourthly, I like I said, you crowd out your meals. Make sure that, and if you want to ever, you will crave an old style of eating, which is fine. That's no problem. But once you start getting into this, you start realizing, yeah, I am feeling better. I am feeling fuller. I can eat these foods. Yeah. There are so many plant-based foods that taste exactly like what I don't miss the cheese. I don't miss, the whole demonization of plant-based, because people think it's just such a boring thing and it doesn't taste, it's the textures and everything. So just try to, like today I'm making, jackfruit curry with raw jackfruit, and it tastes exactly like mutton, it's just about getting those textures in, getting those flavors in, and plant-based flavors are, if you don't cook them, like lime, garlic, ginger, herbs, they just elevate dishes. You don't need to
you don't need to have any artificial seasonings.
You don't need any sauces. You don't need anything. Yeah. Another thing that I do, which is really, really important, is that I make a bunch of sauces. So I just make just in the blender, cashews, coriander, garlic, salt, pepper, chili, just blend them, put them in the fridge. You come back, your vegetables are cut, your sauces are there, and you just put them together, and they stay for like the whole week. So you can prep them once a week. You can teach your house help to prep them once a week. You can teach your mother to help to prep them, So those things really, really, really help you get into the whole plant-based diet.
Okay, great. I think we have one question. I'm a little conscious about the time as well. So there's Pooja who says, I've been going through IBS since a couple of years. Any particular suggestions to get the body to absorb the nutrients and to stop the stomach sound tantrums every day?
So, IBS has so much to do with your gut. There's most issues and problems you have to do with your gut. Unfortunately, that's why they call it your gut instinct, right? Your gut is your second brain.
Yeah.
And Kavita, I lost you.
Oh yeah,
I
there
can
we
see.
go.
Got it. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So so your gut is your second brain, and unfortunately, that's where this is a big part of my health coaching and what I teach clients, and most clients shy away from, is that your mental your mental levels are very, very important in your body being able to absorb food, in your body being able to use the food.
Yeah.
So things like IBS really, really are really you have to start meditating. You have to start looking into your issues and try to navigate them and sort them out. Having said that, adding a lot more probiotics into your diet will really, really start helping. You get the bad bacteria out, you start putting in good bacteria, and getting the bacteria in your gut with lots of prebiotics, being able to feed that bacteria. And then your guts, you basically have to start changing the flora and the fauna of your gut. You start getting different stuff to start inoculating there, growing there, and your digestion will slowly start getting better. And again, you have to really eat the colors of the rainbow. You start eating them, and in the beginning, just use things like isabgol. Have 2 teaspoons of isabgol with water every single night for like a month, and start getting stuff out of your gut, getting your gut to flush.
Yeah.
And parallelly start doing a lot of mental work, start breathing, start sorting out stuff, start saying, this is important, I don't care about this, get this out of my life, let me focus on this, let me focus on that. You will see a huge difference.
No, I'm sure. I mean, I completely agree with you on that, because I think it has to be more in the mind before you physically can kind of venture into anything else.
Right.
So
one of my favorite things to tell clients is that I always say that poor salad, you know, we'll be eating that salad and be like, that salad's going to sort me out, my skin, my hair. I hate it, but like it's just going to do everything. That poor salad is like, no, I can't do anything because you're just like so stressed out, right?
Yeah, yeah. No, definitely. So I think we just have another 15 minutes. If we don't have any questions, do you have any other questions for me, Mariam?
Yeah, so would you be open to putting in more plants into your diet?
No, definitely, definitely, because I try my best. As I said, you know,
Yeah.
2 years ago, I would say at least
Yeah.
about, I think when I was living full time in Dubai, I used to consult with a nutritionist on a regular basis. So, and I went
Right.
through the food pyramid with her. So,
Yep.
and I would try and kind of try and incorporate that into my diet on a daily basis, and
Right.
not getting too fussed about it, but I would
Yeah.
make sure that
Yeah, don't stress yourself
Yeah.
about it. No stressing.
just
Yeah.
didn't want to eliminate any food groups at all, and I still follow that.
Yeah.
I am
That's
gluten intolerant, so I definitely I need to be careful about that. But having said that, if I go out to a restaurant and if I want to eat a naan, I'm not going to bat an eyelid. I would just pick it up and I would eat it, because I know my body can cope with it as long as I'm not overdoing it. So
right. It's just
definitely-
about what you do every day is most important than what you do on the weekend,
yeah,
you know.
yeah. And again,
And
I've just stayed consistent with that, over the years, and
Yeah.
that's like really helped me, from a weight factor, to make sure that, I don't have any other issues, like, even though I had gestational diabetes when I was expecting, and that completely got off my system over a period of time. And then, I'm kind of pretty healthy. I do Pilates like, 3 times a week. And, I teach Pilates, so I'm constantly talking Pilates. So I think that helps. And plant-based food is something that I've already been on. Maybe I can definitely think of upping it up a little bit.
yeah.
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 So
Just do me a favor and count your colors this week. Just say, I had 30 different kinds of colors.
yeah,
I had
yeah.
different. So just bring because instead of like measure, I hate the whole measuring and counting and doing
I
things
just
like
want
that.
that. Yeah.
Counting
the number of
Yeah.
calories
So
you're eating, and it
Yeah.
just doesn't work
Yeah.
for me. Yeah.
Yes. Just do the colors. And yeah, there's another thing about the plant-based diet, because nuts are such a big part of it, nuts and
Right.
seeds, is that you must soak your nuts and seeds
Right.
and make sure that you soak the hell out of everything. Soak
Yeah.
the hell out of your dal, sprout as much as possible.
Yeah.
Eating something that has like life in it, where you wake it up.
Right.
Basically, they've all been kind of sleeping, but like wake it up, wash them out. They have enzyme inhibitors and aflatoxins, so you have to be able to soak them,
Yeah.
sprout them if possible, wake them up and eat them. They will start working, especially for the girl with IBS. It'll start working so much easier. Your body starts digesting it better. It's amazing. So you must do that to your nuts, seeds,
Okay.
and your dals. You're right. To
Yeah.
everything.
No, sounds good. That was really, really informative, Maria. I think we got. Can you hear me?
Yes,
Oh, you
I can hear you now.
Okay. Yeah, I think we can definitely take more questions offline, but it was such a pleasure to have you
Sure.
on our platform, and then
Thank
really,
you.
really informative session. And
Yeah. And there's lots of recipes on my page, so please follow them.
And I must tell you that
Yeah.
I tried your the jackfruit. Was that the halwa that you posted?
Yeah, wasn't
Yeah,
that good?
I'm yeah, because I'm originally from Coorg, and I love
Nice.
jackfruit. So,
Yes.
I had a bit of an overdose of jackfruit at home. So I said, hey, you know what? I have to try this. And it just turned out so well. And I just loved it.
So nice. Yeah. Good,
Yeah,
good. I'm
yeah.
so glad.
Great. Yeah. So thank you so much,
Speak to you
everybody,
soon.
for joining us
Thank
today.
you. And
do
anybody
watch
has
out for
questions,
more updates. Yeah, so yeah, we'll come to that. So, just follow us for more, updates for the next coming week, and any stories for Mariam, please feel free to write in and we'll post them on our stories. And those of you who have joined our conversation late, we have a video on IGTV, so you can find it there. So great. So you all have a lovely weekend, and thanks again, Mariam. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you. Bye.
Yeah. Yeah. Bye now. Bye.